He is the great inventor.
There's only one person who founded an entire industry, and it's Robert A. Moog.
He changed the sound of music forever.
It was a total paradigm shift in the world of music technology.
There's so much mythology about him. Obviously, he's achieved godlike status in the industry.
It was the best place I've ever worked, no question.
My attitude when I met him the first time in San Francisco was not, can I have a job, but when do I start? I was really, really wanted this job.
I don't know what I was expecting, but what I found was just extremely humble and soft-spoken man.
I wouldn't describe him as a boss. He's a fellow engineer. Yeah, it's true he owned the place, but you wouldn't think of him as the head of the company. No, he was just one of the guys.
He had a great sense of humor and really enjoyed a good joke.
He was famous, obviously, but I don't think he liked the fact that he was so famous. I remember one time he told me somebody at an airport came up and asked for his autograph, and he just thought that was so bad.
He really did not like it when people approached him all doe-eyed, like, oh, it's Bob Moog. I mean, nothing put him off more than that.
The first day that I started working for him, the first thing he asked me to do, like before I even touched a soldering iron, was like, drop the doctor. And I was like, what? I didn't even understand what that meant. He's like, it's just Bob. It's just Bob.
Once I got over the being intimidated by Bob Moog, the person of lore, you know, he was a dude. He was a great guy, you know.
The coolest thing I could possibly imagine to do was to try to get a job at Big Briar. Every time I took a notion, I would go down and ask again, like, is there anything I can do? You know, I'll sweep your floors, I'll make coffee. I got a phone call, and it was Bob Moog. And he said, hi, Amos, this is Bob Moog. Tell me, can you solder? And I said, yes, Bob, I can solder.
He worked his ass off. He worked his ass off so other people could have something, you know?
He was always the first person to get to the office in the morning and the last person to leave at night, right up in, you know, for as long as he was there.
And he cared deeply about the people that worked for him. He cared deeply that he could build something that had a future. A mensch. He was a mensch.
He was a person who was able to make the ideas of musicians soundable in a way that musicians knew they wanted to be sounded.
When the Moog started to play, I don't have words. After all these years, I only have emotion. I'd never heard anything close to it.
Bob Moog is a very peculiar combination of an artist with science. It doesn't happen very often that art connects with science.
He was able to provide the kind of musical instruments that musicians need. It puts him in the same world as Stradivarius.
For him, I think that it was truly an adventure. I think he loved what he did, and I think he loved it because he did it so well.
He wasn't out to change the world or go down in history as a famous inventor. He would just get into things and be really interested in them and follow them where they went as he worked on them. That was the impression I got, is he just really loved what he was doing.
Greatest thing that Bob gave to keyboard players is the chance to truly express yourselves, because there's no point in expressing yourself if you can't be heard. And Bob cured that, which was great.
He had an enormous impact on progressive and modern pop music. rock music. His devices, his inventions became the industry standard.
You know, this is really cool. I really love these keyboards. It's a real instrument.
He was like a father figure for me, and I'm not talking about the age or the generation. I'm talking about the fact that without him, I like lots of other musicians, not only of my generation, but we owe him a lot.
It enabled me to explore, create, and experiment, tell a story.
He cared about the people who used his instrument. He was proud of the people who used his instrument, and to some extent, almost bewildered that so many people use it for so many different ways.
I've never lost sight of the fact that that's where it all started from for me. I've always had this, it is something very, very corny, but I've a slight sort of feeling of family about the Moog thing.
He was using the gift that was given him also. We were all given the gift, and he shared it.
He said, it's not about the money. I said, well, try not having any. It wasn't important to him. What was important was making this thing great, you know? And my new line to everyone is, let's make composers great again. I don't know, I heard that somewhere.
I told him once that he changed my life, and he got very embarrassed. And I still get a little teary when I think about it, you know. I mean, he did, you know. He blindsided me.
His greatest impact was that he showed the world that actually the technology was available for everyone and not just for a lab.
He wasn't just making technological artifacts, he was creating these things that lived in relationship with a person and with a person's intentions and ideas and inspirations.
When he looked at a circuit, he was looking at it like a string builder would be looking at the thickness of the back of the violin. That's what he saw. He saw resonance.
If you look at the music that came out of the work that he did, it changed the musical world, it changed the world of instrument design, it changed, I think, the whole progress of technology in music.
He was simply a very bright, very smart human being who realized that other human beings have things to say that are important and have to become part of your life just as you have to become part of their lives.
With Bob, what you saw was what you got, and it was brilliant, and it was kind, it was thoughtful, and it was whole. There was nothing tweaked in there.
He was just a warm, funny guy, and I was really proud to know him as a friend. And he was one of those kinds of people that is so unassuming that I would have to remind myself of what his larger impact was.
Right after Bob's passing, everybody in the world that he had touched and moved and inspired got in touch with us to tell us about that.
He left such a powerful legacy, and he was such a, in a strange way, for what I would call a shy man. He left a lasting impression on you, and even though he's not with us in many, many ways, not just with his instruments, he is. I mean, I can still remember there's a few people that if they walked in now, even though they've passed away, I wouldn't be surprised, and Bob's one of them.
He founded an industry that has benefited millions of people be able to make music. If somebody designs an instrument that lots of people can play and enjoy, and then millions of people can hear the music from that instrument, that's one hell of a legacy.